Good afternoon. Welcome. Hello, Shrek. How you doing? I think there's only you here, mate. I ain't gone live on here for absolutely ages. I think it was November the last time I went live on here. I'm supposed to have a thing there. I'm supposed to have that. What's that? Oh dear. It's upside down. It's not gone well. It's not gone well, this. There we go. That's better. No, I think we're going to delete that one straight away. Anyway, I'll put it there. See what it looks like. Yeah, I didn't think about that one, did I? I couldn't work out where it was. I kept trying to. That's better. I'm a bit new to these creative asset things. I just wanted to put a little flashing subscribe thing in the corner of my thing, but it's not really working out. That I can delete that. I think must be a different way of doing that, so you can actually just have the sign. It's recorded the black thing at the back, isn't it? So I'll delete that now, and that'll go away, and that'll be better. Remove. Boosh. There we go. Anyway, just subscribe if you want to. That'll do, won't it? How you doing, Shrek? Nice to see you, buddy. So I haven't been live on here for ages. CC Coils, how you doing? Second. Ooh. That, no, it doesn't. It's fine. It's fine. 5,600 subscribers on here. And I put a couple of videos up last week. And the total, I think one of them got about 10. One of them got about 20. Back in the heyday, I've got a phone. I did a BlackBerry phone on it. It's got about 4,500 views on it. And so we've got down to 10 and 20 and all that sort of thing. But if I think about it, I've sort of neglected it a bit. I lost interest later on in the... later on in last year, really. I'd run out of things, and I thought, that's when I started walking. And I think there's only sort of one thing you can do at once, isn't it? But I put a few videos up on here, and I thought they'd get more views than what they have. Fine, drying out my boots from yesterday in the Lake District by it wanged it down. Fortunately, rain moved over Whitby as moors. Ah, right, yeah, of course, yeah. Yeah, of course, yeah. Yeah, they've had some fires, haven't they? Hopefully it'll get... We went to... Anderby Creek yesterday, took the grandkids, and it got to about 4 o'clock and it chucked it down. Shopping for CNC parts. All right, yep. I've just started. I looked the other day, and there's always been a button on my editing software saying creative assets. So I clicked on it, and to be honest, if I'd have clicked on it a month ago, I'd have cancelled Epidemic Sounds, because for 15 quid a month, you get no end of different transitions and signs and all sorts of things. And there's just loads and loads and loads of things in there you can use for 15 quid a month, which works out exactly the same as what it costs you for Epidemic Sounds. With Epidemic Sounds, you can only use it on one channel. And with this, you can use it on any one of them. So you can make different videos up for each channel that I've got and use that. So anyway, you live and learn, don't you? But Epidemic Sounds won't be... getting a subscription next year, I don't think. Let me just have a look in here. Just manage sound devices. I don't know whether I've been in somewhere and it's turned down. Sometimes they turn... Oh, no, it's on 87. That's about where it wants to be. Is it loud enough? It looks about right. It's just peeking into the red. Sounds good, this mic, if you turn it up. You've never used Epidemic Sounds. There's others that are free. Just put credits in. Well, yeah, but it's not just that. There's sound effects and everything. On my other channel, I use a shutter. When you've took a photograph, there's a sound effect of a digital shutter, and when you put a camera up and it clicks, there's loads and loads of things on there. Just other than that, I used to use what was the other one called? Thematic, but they got a bit tight with it, and a lot of their stuff isn't really good, to be honest. So I binned that off. I put what did I do? I got a phone contract last year, and I got a Simone deal. That's right, and they gave me a prepaid credit card with 100 quid on it. And I thought, well, what am I going to do with that? I wasn't really out to wanted, and I thought, well, there's a good idea. I'll buy Epidemic Sounds for a year. Anyway, it's just run out. And it was hopeless. It really was. You still had to put it in there. Well, yeah, no, but if you pay for, I always think sometimes you're better off paying for stuff, because if you do, you get the best stuff. Well, as you can see with that intro there, I'm absolutely self-taught on a computer. When I was young, they said to you, they had one computer for the whole school, and unless you were in the top 2 groups, every time you walk past it, they said, get away from that boy, it'll never affect you. So I learned how to use a computer in 1996. So I've been making videos for 5 years, and then you look at everybody else's, and their intros are always that little bit better. But then when you start to look why, the reason being why, some people have paid for these creative assets, and it gives you a lot more stuff rather than going around looking. And if you can use, I can't think what they called that other one. There's quite a few in there where you can download free assets, but you're supposed to mention them in the description on that as well. But they take forever to download. A 15-second clip takes 3/4 of an hour, and they keep saying, if you want to download them quicker, subscribe, and you'll get it quicker. But it just goes on forever. And then all the good ones, you can't have them because you've got to pay for them. So anyway, so 15 quid a month. I've got 2 weeks free anyway. So if I found out I don't use it, I can always cancel it. But I don't think I will, to be honest. I think I'll have it at that. You can have it for $99 for the year, which I say is about 20 quid cheaper than Epidemic Sounds. And as it comes through the software, you can use it on each channel. So if you want to use it, I did a one on the vape channel the other day, and you use that. And it comes up a treat. It takes you 10 minutes to do one because there's all these already got these preset videos in there, and off you go. I've just shilled out for my copyright £40 a year. It's worth it, man. I don't know. Oh no, the music in the USA is free. Downloads in a second, even the families. Oh, right, yeah. Thing is, you can do. I've got loads of coins left on an AI thing that Graham got me to go over and have a look at. So I could still make my own intros and outros, but it's the actual video stuff I'm after. The video effects. Just to put little videos, at the beginning of your stuff. And I say that I'll whip that up in about 10 minutes. And anybody who's a proper video editor will say, well, you can see. but it's brought my game 5 years further forward. Anyway, so I thought I'd put a video on here. I'm only going to stay for about half an hour because I really need to get to work. But it's about time I put some bits on here. This is sort of, I packed up with the old ale, obviously, and I've got a lot of time spare when I'm not doing anything. And might as well just do YouTube, isn't it, really? I've been talking to Sean, but I need to get a whole new Z-axis just for a spindle mount because they don't sell the kind of mount I need on its own. Are you sure? It's surprising what you can find. Some things. I mean, I had a faulty window switch for me in the taxi, and I bought one off Amazon for about £6, £7. Anyway, I fitted it, and after about 3 months, it's starting to wear out already. So some things are no good if they're cheap, are they? But there's other things. It's surprising what you can pick up. I don't know what a Z-axis is, to be honest. My thing now is buying cameras and stuff. I never really bothered with cameras because I've always used my phone. But within a short space of time, I've now got 2, and I keep looking at another one. The music I used for Swamp was copyrighted onto the music, but then Sony brought it out and took you off the copyright, and then they put non-actionable copyright on me. What does that mean? I don't know. It's not worth the hassle, is it? Not now with the AI music and these real cheap things. There's no point falling out with Sony because they get really moody really quick. However, I appealed and I had the original copyright. They have dropped it. Well, I suppose they do that anyway. The bullies, aren't they? They love sending out a cease and desist because they've got a full legal team that's not actually doing anything other than sending out cease and desist. And if they send out 50 a day and one person says no, then it's like, we didn't have a leg to stand on anyway. But I say it's just not worth the hassle. If you get monetized and they're taking a share of your monetization, you don't really want that, do you? And that's what I always think with mine. I mean, I had loads of watch time hours on this channel last year because I put loads of stuff on there, but obviously the videos have run out. So now I would need another 2,000 watch time hours. And it's a lot of work, isn't it, really? I mean, the walking channel does all right. If I put shorts up, they watch them, and some people watch the videos, but I've noticed the views on the videos have dropped. I don't think anybody's interested in Guernsey anyway. But there's one about a war museum on Friday, so hopefully that'll pick up a few more viewers. But I've got up to 366 on there now, so it's not done too bad. This is the problem with AI monitoring. Aye. I've been listening to some music today, and I thought I'll have a look about the artist and see what see where she's come from. And her name is Enley Blue. Now, apparently, Enley Blue, she plays it like a 1940s or sings a 1940s style. So, not Aretha Franklin, because it's slower than that. But and apparently it's not even a person. It's just AI. Completely AI, all of it. You've never wanted monetized, got offered it, but never went. I don't know why. Might as well have it. Why would you turn money down, Shrek? Why would you sit on a bus on a hot day if you could actually get paid? You know what I mean? If you ever got to the point where you could actually make enough money to not go and sit on a hot bus all week, why would you not? That's what I'd say to you. If I could make as much as what I do driving a cab doing this, that's the first thing I'd do, because I've driven a cab for years. And if you could do 3 or 4 hours a day and make money, yeah, it is pennies, but then it grows, isn't it? You get memberships on your channel. You can soon make some money at it. If you get, just imagine if you got a viral video, it has 1 million views or something like that, and you've got AdSense on it. You've only got to, especially like you and your bus, you've only got to be sat at the right place at the right time and get the king walking out of Whitby Abbey or something like that. You'd get millions of views on it. Anybody that ever turns down any money, doesn't matter if it's pennies. If you get 10 of them, you've got 10 pence, and if you get 10 of them, you've got a quid. And I did about 500 quid in a year. That was with memberships. I never really got much advertising on there because it was vape related. But the odd one that got through, you got a few pennies, you got a few bits off it. But it all added up in the end to about 500 quid. And 500 quid is a few bob, whichever way you look at it. I mean, the idea of what I'm doing, I'm 58 years old, so I'm thinking, well, if I'm still as interested in this when I get to being retired, you imagine if you made £1,000 a year off it. That's enough to rent a flat in Spain for a month in February, March time. It's life changing when you're at that level. I mean, some of these people make a lot of money at it, but it's then turned into a full-time job. So that's what you've got to do full-time. But there's no way I'd turn down anything to do with money. I don't know if I've had my glasses changed. Oh, they haven't changed. They've actually I've had them bent. The trouble is me, my nose isn't straight. Well, yeah, that's right, you do, yeah. Yeah, but just imagine if you got items for review and then YouTube pages to review them on top of that. I got these out the other week. I'll show you. That's if this downward camera's working. Hopefully it is. I don't think it is. It's not. Oh dear. I must be on the wrong one. Unless I've clicked it off. Hang on, let's add video source. I might be on the wrong scene, to be honest, but I'm not going to click it on a different one in case I'm not. It's not media source, is it? Is it media source? Display capture, game capture, audio capture. Oh, Christ. Oh, there we go. Video capture device. Thank you. No, wrong one. I must have deleted it at some point. That's better. I just need to alter it now. Configure video. I don't know what I've done there. Not that one. Custom. Resolution. 1920 by 1080. Deactivate when not showing. Okay. Okie dokie. I think that's still not right. Let's get rid of that and try again. I've done something wrong here. If you use AI on your video, you have to declare it. Well, yeah, you have to declare it if you get something through or not. I love all the hoops you've got to go through with YouTube, but yeah, with Rumble, there's nothing of it. Yeah, but there's not so much of a. I don't know. I've not been on Rumble, and it was hard to. It was hard to sort of find anything on there. I think when it comes to the point where you've got to change your look, resolution 1920 by 1080, isn't it? Okay, all right then. Now it won't come on at all. Yeah, I can imagine. The thing is, YouTube have got the biggest thing, haven't they? That's what it is. They know full well what's going on with that. They've got the biggest audience. No, I found it. I can't think what I've done. Move it again. I must have picked the wrong scene, to be honest. Is that it? I'll be back in a moment, don't worry. I can remember when I first started doing this, I'd be panicking now and sweating and, oh no, I've wrecked it. Solo stream, no warnings. Is that it? No. Stream with warnings, no. Solo stream. Right, that's the right one. Don't panic, Mr. Manrin. You're on 1 gigabytes per second interweb on Wi-Fi. Same vid on YouTube takes 30 minutes to upload. Rumble 3 hours. Right, is there a pay version of it? That's probably what it is. So I can't work out what's going on here. I don't think I'd have the interest to upload anything for 3 hours, mate, to be honest. Right, how is that turned on? There's a stream somewhere in here. That's got my downward camera switched on. And I'm trying to find it to switch it off in that stream because it won't come on in here. Which is really annoying, isn't it, really? So it should be on in here, but it's not. It's lit up. Because obviously it won't come on in two at once. But I've got to find out where it is in the other one. We get 105 up, is it? And 700 and something down. Oh, yeah. Well, Facebook's a waste of time, isn't it? I hate Facebook, to be honest. You go on there and you just end up looking at streams and streams and streams and streams of other people's crap. Right, let's go through it all. No, it's not that one. It's not that one. Stream with warnings. Is it that one? It's not that one. It's window capture. Over chat. Oh, I don't know why that's happening. All this because it's opening somewhere and I can't work out where it is. So, is it there? Not that one. That's Zoom. So stream no warnings. That's window capture. So that's Zoom. Monday night show. I bet that's it. I bet it's here. No, it's not that one. I'll delete it off there. I can't work that out. Unless it's stuck somewhere else. Oh, I don't know. No, it can't be there. Try again. Wi-Fi is enough for what I use it for. It was 30 meg. Yeah, that's right. We're the same. We were on 4020, and that was resolution. Yeah, 4020, but it was solid. It never went off. And then we come on with these, and for the first few weeks, it took ages to settle down because, well, I don't know whether it was a new connection. It was off all the time. There was once it was off for 2 days, and I thought, trouble is with mine. I mean, it was winter time, and my heating even runs off that. Well, I'm a bit lost with this, to be honest. This isn't really working out too well. I was paying £30 per month. Now I've got 6 gig fibre for the same cost. Yeah, we're on, I think it's £35 a month. Or 37. No, it's not 37 even. But I also did away with my landline and went on to VoIP for the taxi. And now I'm only paying 15 quid a month for that instead of 100. But I went with their landline for a start and we were missing a load of calls. But anyway, I've changed it to... is that it? I don't think that's it. God knows. I'm going to have to take this out and plug it back in, I think. It's just stuck. Yeah, that's it, yeah. Yeah, mine, obviously mine's business, so it was 100 quid a month. Because they used to pay to divert. And we never ever used it. It was always diverted out. And then we got to... so I changed it to that air landline. And all of a sudden it went really quiet really quick. And then it started to play up and this, that and the other. Anyway, I had a word with them and they said, oh, don't worry, it's all right now. And it played up again. I thought, nah, bye. So that was the end of that night. We're done. I don't know where that is. Can't find it. Properties. I'll just take Stream Cam. That's weird, that. It won't deactivate. It'll be here somewhere. I've done it before, like. Oh, I see what you can do now. You ain't got to go into that. I was going to show you these bloody power banks. I had a bit of luck. I got some power banks sent out from a company called Inu. So I've done a few reviews on them. And to be honest, they're brilliant. I'll have to turn the computer off and back on again. I think it's got stuck, to be honest. Something's happened with that. Anyway, whatever. We'll go into it in a minute. We used a kind of VoIP line when I was on the taxis, 2002, 2008. It was a constant divert, but no chance to divert. That's right. We used to use it, the BT one. And my mate, he moved out of town. That was what it was. That's the reason we got it. He moved out of town, and we had 6 cars. And he says, I want to take my landline with me. But it was a different directory code. It had 778 at the front of it where he wanted to go, and we were on 611 where he lived. They said, the only way you can do that if you put it on VoIP. I said, right, how do we go on with that then? So he said, you put it on VoIP. Then you had to get a BT phone, which I think at the time was on 02. So each one of us had one of them, £25 a month. And off it went in, they put it on VoIP. But once you put them on VoIP, you can't take them off. So you have to put them on a different VoIP. That's according to the thing. So anyway, I went with their landline, and I said, I'm going to put it back on the landline. He says, no, you can't, because obviously, as I've just said, once you put it on VoIP, you can't. You have to keep it on there. So they, what they did, they moved it over to their VoIP system. I said, well, is it reliable? He said, well, it's backed by BT, so it's the same thing. So he's put it on VoIP, and it's been absolutely amazing ever since. Well, there's one night that it played up, but I think that's my Samsung phone. It just locks itself out because I had 2 SIM cards in it. So I took the other SIM card out and put it in my iPad, and I've not had any trouble since. I used 20,000, 21. Yeah, I've got these. These are the ones they sent out. They're about 30, 40 quid a piece. These have actually got a touch on them as well, look. Well, I'm still on the iPhone 14. So I'm on the Lightning connector, but if you're on the... My video slowed down then, did you notice? I wonder what went on there. If you're on the Type-C, this one's got a built-in Type-C cable. I can't remember what they charge at, to be honest. What it's hellish. It's still got 89% in it. And all 3, so you can put... I've now got a Type-C to Lightning if I can point the right way. What goes in that one? And then you can use the normal 3.0 to Lightning or anything else and put it in there. And it actually does charge each one at once. So they sent them 2 out. I looked at the value of them. I've actually got an Amazon store now if you're interested. I might even put a link in the description to this video. Well, I will. I'll do that. Might as well so you can have a look. I've had a couple of sales off it as well. I've made myself £1.72 so far. And to be honest, I didn't even have a Amazon storefront until these guys got in touch with me. And they just, and they sent quite a lot of stuff out. There's a couple of phone cradles that plug into your thing, into your car, and you stick them on the dashboard of your car. And they seem to work really well. But they're very sticky. So anyway, I'll give one of them to my daughter. I've actually already got a cradle in my car, so I don't need one. But she's got like a people carrier, so it's got loads. And... it's got loads of room, should I say, so I can spit it out. But you can, this one, if I take this one with me, it's fairly heavy, but if you take it with you in your bag, I can charge the batteries up for my camera. I've got a couple of cameras, it'll charge either one up. But one of them, they've got removable batteries, and you put them in a box. So in between places that you're visiting to actually do a, shooting or filming or whatever, you can charge the battery pack up. So, because each battery does in the Action 4, I'm trying to think what I did it. I think, did I say 45 minutes, because obviously when you're going for a walk, you don't do a lot of stopping of the camera. I just basically fire it up and keep walking. And it works out, perfect. So you've got like 3 hours filming on that. But when you put them back in the backpack, in the actual charging block, it doesn't charge up, which is a shame. I don't know why they didn't put a battery in there for an extra £1 and make them so it charges them up. So you just chuck that in there, plug it into the bottom of it, especially this one because it's Type-C. You plug that in there, the Type-C cable, and then it can be charging them up as you're walking about. Or I said, sometimes I'll go to 2 or 3 different places in a day. It gives me plenty of content for my channel, because some weeks I ain't got a chance to go out walking and that. So it does them all. I had one power bank that plugged directly into a plug. It popped the house fuse. Yeah, well, that's a worry, isn't it? I mean, these have got good reviews. They're a decent brand, to be honest. Because I was a bit shady about charging stuff up, and you'd sort of think, why put a torch on? But you imagine you've always got a torch, haven't you? I went to Spain once, and we got there in a power cut. Bloke said, "Have you brought a torch?" I said, "No." Funny enough, I didn't pack one of them. But now, if I took this with me, I'd definitely have a torch. So for the first day, or the first evening, it'd have been really handy. It was amazing, really. I was still drinking that much years ago. We went to Gran Canaria, and it was the first time away without the kids. And we said, we spent the whole 2 weeks saying, I wish we brought, or we'll bring the kids in next year. So we took the kids there. And just as you came round, it's a different way now with Puerto Rico, because you come in the back of it down a motorway. But then you used to go down the coast road, and you'd pop round the corner, and you saw the whole V lit up, and it was breathtaking. We came round the corner, took around the thing, and the only thing you could see was the golden arches. It was the only light that was on in the thing. That had good reviews on Amazon, but I put up a complaint in, got my money back, and the product removed from Amazon. And good, yeah, that's the way to do it. It's the only way to do it. Sometimes they're paying for good reviews, aren't they, really? When that company approached me, they said, "Oh, well, here's a video of basically what to say." And I said, no, it doesn't work like that. If you want a review, you can have a review. But I said, don't start telling me what to say, otherwise I'm not doing anything for you. And they went, no, it's all right, it's absolutely fine. We actually, we wanted to show the video of the person, not of what to say, but how, the format of the idea that we've got for the video, not for the results at the end. It's fair enough, and I'll do it. Because I'd never really done tech reviews as such, so it's quite interesting. I think it was more to show me how to get a video onto Amazon, because they can be a bit picky. Anyway, they didn't knock one back, so I'm talking about Amazon, not the people that sent me the stuff. They never knocked one back. They all got uploaded straight away. And they handed me on to another department of the company, and they were the ones that sent the power banks out. The other ones, they sent some holders out. And they said, right, that's it for the product launch at the minute. But if you're interested, we're interested, and we'll let you know when the next lot come out. I've had a few companies, how much do you charge? You need to read the script. And yeah, that's right, exactly. The only time I ever got paid for a video, that was for those nicotine pouches. But that was a national campaign. And that one review, it was just more of a tutorial. They paid 250 quid for that. It's the only time I've ever actually made any money off YouTube. Apart from, I say, with the ones for the super chats and gifting and memberships, which I made 500 quid out of that. So hopefully it'll go along to, something like that. One day I might be able to actually make some reasonable sort of money at it. I've spent a lot of money, you know what I mean? So to get it back would be quite nice. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I've got to find out what's wrong with the camera first. I don't think there's anything wrong. I think it's got stuck because it was working on there all right before, and it's not on anywhere else. I think it's just got stuck. If I closed OBS down and back up again, I'm sure it would deactivate itself. Anyway, I'm going to have to go. I just thought I'd pop on and put my new video on, and I wanted to talk about that. I actually wanted to put something on this channel for once instead of putting it on every other channel I've got. But it was nice to have a chat. Good job you were in here, Shrek, otherwise I'd have been talking to myself. And Ian, obviously. But I'd like to sort of revive this channel a bit and get it going with some stuff. But we'll see. It's coming to the darker nights now, so I've got a bit more time to be in. I've one at the moment, not paid, but they have said if it's perfect. They said it's perfect, and I won't find out wrong with it. Unfortunately, I've found 3 things wrong. And that's before you open the box. Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, that's it. Exactly. There is, somebody gave me a Siren 2 tank. Craig gave me it, sent me it out. And so I wicked it up the other night, did a live stream, wicked it up. Enjoying the product. Goes out the next day to use it. I thought this top's a bit loose. Anyway, it started leaking out the bottom. So I come back, changed vapes, went back out. Come back when I looked later on. They said it was a known problem with them. They didn't make the grommets, top of the tank grommet, wide enough. So it does. But it said what to do, put a flat O-ring in, shove the cap back in, and that's exactly what I did, and it works a treat now. But there is a lot of devices over the years where it was one of those things where as soon as you've tried it, you can't take it back unless it blows up. But how many times have you walked into a shop and bought something, and if you could have got your money back 2 days later, you would have? Yeah, that's right, yeah. Because people are spending £30 and £40 on these devices. And that's not fair. And if you tell them, I watched a review on a Mac device. I've used it for about 10 minutes in my life. Every time I use it, it's got a hot button. That's the Keen, the shiny one. It's got a hot button on it. And everybody said, I listened to one review and they said, there's no problems with this. There's definitely no hot button on it. So why would say that? I've never mentioned hot button in a review before. So there clearly was an issue with the button. But I've spoke to other people, they haven't had any problems. So there's probably just some of the batch that had a hot button and some of them. I've cleaned it to within an inch of its life and it's still got a hot button, and I've never really used it. And that were like 50 or 60 quid. You can't keep spending money on stuff that's rubbish, can you? Anyway, I'm going to have to go because I say I've got to have my dinner and get myself off. Because unfortunately, I've got to work for a living until I start getting paid again from this. Must have got a dodgy one, the usual excuse. Yeah. John Bond, how you doing? Nice to see you, buddy. You've just got here right at the very end. Say it's, what time is it? We're 2:20. I need to be quick sandwich, put some shoes on and get to work. So lovely. Thanks very much for coming in. Say it's nice to actually put something on this channel. Good job Shrek was here, otherwise I'd have been talking to myself. But thanks for coming in, John, just at the end. Catch you all soon. Bye-bye.